Covering a vast area of Europe and Asia, Russia is a diverse and exciting place. It's known for its history and intriguing politics, as well as its rich culture and literature. There's more to Russia than nesting dolls and vodka. Impress your friends with this collection of little-known facts about Russia. In this video, we check out life in Russia, interesting facts about Russia. Number 13. Living in Russia. Living in Russia may seem a daunting prospect at first, but this amazing country can offer expats a truly unique life experience. Spanning 9 different time zones, the Russian Federation is the largest country in the world and covers an area that is almost twice the size of that covered by the United States of America. It has an approximate population of 142 million people. Russia has a rich history of cultural heritage, and this is reflected in its museums, architecture, and monuments. The unspoiled countryside also offers expats an opportunity to enjoy natural wonders, such as Lake Baikal, and the beautiful mountains, deserts, rivers, and forests. Russians are intensely proud of their rich culture, and when living in Russia, you may be invited to discuss their greatest artists, classical musicians, and authors, even in business situations. So brushing up on these beforehand could help you fit in. Number 12. Russia is an expat destination. Russia is a country that is making significant economic progress, and this is reflected in the amount of Western businesses that are establishing a presence in the region. Such developments have brought large numbers of expats into the country, many of whom base themselves in the busy city of Moscow or St. Petersburg. Life in Russia can be quite challenging. The climate is harsh, and many cities have high levels of pollution. There is also a relatively high crime rate and a number of security issues to take into consideration. However, the majority of expats who do base themselves there are able to afford a high standard of living that allows them to live in gated developments that offer good levels of security. For such expats, issues pertaining to Russia's bureaucracy and insufficient customer service have a greater impact on their day-to-day lives than the highly publicized security risks. Number 11. Cost of living in Russia. Russia is frequently referred to as Europe's most expensive country in which to live, and according to many analysts, this is set to remain the case for quite some years to come. In the 2012 Mercer Cost of Living Survey, Moscow was named as the 4th most expensive city in the world for expats for the 3rd year running. St. Petersburg rose 1 place in the ranks and was named as the 28th most expensive city in the world. It is possible, however, life in Russia is affordable for expatriates, here provided that they relinquish some of their luxuries they associate with home and adopt a more local standard of living. While housing here can be very expensive, other items such as groceries, public transport, and petrol can be acquired quite reasonably. Number 10. Moscow has more billionaires per capita than anywhere else in the world. Russia's capital boasts more billionaire residents than any other city in the world, 79 to be exact, according to Forbes. Even without Forbes confirming, it's easy to believe since we spotted just about every make of luxury car, including more Rolls-Royces than we'd even seen in Monaco. Number 9. Moscow has the 3rd busiest metro in the world. Topping the list of the world's busiest metros at number 3, just behind Tokyo and Seoul, there are 12 lines and more than 6 million people ride the Moscow Metro daily. Sound a bit intimidating? It was actually one of the easiest metros we've ever used and never had to wait more than 40 seconds between trains. There's even a clock at each stop to time it. Number 8. There are a lot of languages in Russia. Of course, the most popular one is Russian. However, according to the Ministry of Science and Higher Education, the Russian population speaks at least 270 languages and dialects. Whether or not that figure is accurate There are undoubtedly many languages spoken in Russia. Number 7. Russians are taught not to smile in school. Russia regularly takes first place on list of the world's least friendly countries. I personally think that Russians are just misunderstood. Our G-Adventures CEO, Daria, told us that Russians are taught not to smile in school. And despite being met with scowls, most Russians were friendly and willing to help us translate or point us in the right direction when temporarily lost. Number 6. Russians have a lot of superstitions. From rubbing a dog's paw, but only with your left hand, for money, to making a wish if you could successfully toss a coin into Peter the Great's boot, we learned about a lot of superstitions. But my favorite was how Russians selected where to build their homes in ancient times. Of course, it was a superstition that the first to enter a new house would die. So naturally, they'd send a cat in first. Number 5. Russian brides go on a city tour after getting married. I think we saw more Russian brides in 10 days traveling in Russia than I ever saw in 6 years of living in Las Vegas. We saw them posing in front of famous churches like St. Basil's and Church of Our Savior on spilled blood, in parks, and even on boats along St. Petersburg's canals. It's tradition for a newly married couple to go on a city tour immediately following their ceremony. Number 4. The world's longest railway is in Russia. Did you know that the longest railway in the world is in Russia? The Trans-Siberian Railway extends from Moscow to Vladivostok, a total of 5,772 miles. If you want to take your time and travel around Russia by train, the Trans-Siberian Railway makes it easy to do so. You can choose the ride in a first-class cabin or third-class seats, depending on your budget and the experience you want to have. The Trans-Siberian Railway even connects to China and Mongolia if you have the desire to visit those countries as well. Number 3. Russia has 12 active volcanoes. Another one of the most surprising facts about Russia is that it has 12 active volcanoes. Of those volcanoes, Kamchatka is one of the most commonly visited due to its accessible location. If you are someone who loves nature and beautiful landscapes, you should visit Kamchatka. This active volcano has over 1,000 different species of plants. It's also home to brown bears, sheep, and wolves. You can choose to visit Kamchatka on your own or go on a guided tour. If you're unfamiliar with the Russian language, an organized tour is the easier option. Number 2. Siberia makes up a majority of the land. Did you know that Siberia makes up 77% of the Russian Federation? Siberia is a large region in northern Russia. While it makes up 77% of the land, only 20% of Russian people live in Siberia due to its harsh conditions. We drove across Siberia in the summertime, and it was beautiful. Number 1. Folk dancing is a tradition in Russia. Folk dancing is an important part of Russian history and Russian culture. Khorovod is one of the most common types of Russian folk dancing. This style of dance consists of people dancing in a circle while holding hands. Russians perform folk dances at festivals, markets, and in the theater. If you get the chance to travel to Russia, be sure to attend a Russian folk dance performance to learn more about the culture and traditions of Russia. Do share with us in the comments if you know more interesting facts about Russia. Please subscribe to Travel the World. Thanks for watching.